Yo, hello. We have a new Pokemon revealed today, and it's definitely a very interesting one with the reveal of like Sinistea, right? The grass ghost type that we got this regular ghost type that we got not too long ago, right? In the Poltchageist line. And it's a new kind of extension on that line, Poltchageist, a Matcha Tea Pokemon of the grass ghost typing, yet another grass ghost typing. But honestly, that is not all that makes this Pokemon like really interesting. Like this Pokemon honestly has an ability that we've never seen in competitive Pokemon. Like, just to explain it right now, since we're going to be talking about this, it has the ability Hospitality, which Hospitality, when a Pokemon switches in, it will heal your ally Pokemon by a decent amount of health. Thankfully, it won't heal itself, it seems, but this is an ability that is very strong in a rotation heavy game like Pokemon, as if Poltergeist has like some redeeming qualities is coming in, and you can just play rotation around it with mons like Iron Hands, mons like Landorus Therian form, and this having that ability to rotate Poltergeist, heal your partner, can really go a lot to this making this Pokemon that's like immensely viable. That said, there are a couple concerns with Poltergeist, right? And that's just what's his BST, what stats going to be like, what actual value Poltergeist will have. Poltchageist, I keep saying Poltergeist. I'm not going to get used to that, but a lot of how its viability will be decided will be how like its stats and like move pool actually give it value on the floor. Because like it has an ability that is extremely broken when you switch it in, but if it doesn't have that value when it's already switched in, what does that even mean? So we're still like a little dependent on how like good that will be in that aspect. But the ability in itself is very fundamentally strong in competitive Pokemon. As you see, like this how valuable a model like Incineroar is. Incineroar's whole job is to be able to like switch in, switch out, switch in, switch out. Like to use Incineroar as an example, you can use like slow rotation off a parting shot, bring your Poltergeist in, and then you heal your partner, and then you switch your Poltergeist out back into Incineroar. And of course, we don't have Incineroar yet either, but that's just an example of like potential value that Poltergeist can bring. Though that said, again, for it to be max value and like a really good Pokemon, it's gonna have to have this like on floor presence that we are completely unaware of right now. But if this mon gets moves like Rage Powder, this mon gets some like Sleep move like a Sleep Powder maybe. If it has like some way to apply presence on the board and stats to make it not this explode, then we're looking at a very good Pokemon here potentially. But yeah, this is a mon that could like really just define how a metagame is played, because like this switch rotation is always something that's good in competitive Pokemon. Even without Incineroar, we saw right now what actually won the world championships was a team using Landorus Therian, Iron Hands, and Landorus Therian are two Pokemon that rotate extremely well. And when you look at like a competing Pokemon like Amoonguss only heals itself, but Amoonguss has this ability to like apply such high onboard presence thanks to Spore and thanks to Rage Powder and thanks to Pollen Puff as well. So it'll be interesting to see how like Poltergeist kind of like competes with a Pokemon like Amoonguss. I think that's like one of the main weaknesses to a playstyle like this, is if it doesn't have those tools to like kind of compete with Amoonguss, then it's going to struggle in spite of its very, very good ability. But it has like an interesting typing. It has a great defensive utility switching move that synergizes very well with obscene bulky Pokemon like your Iron Hands, like your Landorus Therian forms, like Incineroar whenever we get that. So it's something that I think is fundamentally a very interesting concept to see it, how they like actually take forward, which of course we always see with these new abilities, that sometimes even if the ability is really broken, if the Pokemon doesn't do anything enough on itself to extend, the broken ability doesn't really matter. And that will be a kind of interesting decider on whether Poltergeist is like actually good or not. But for right now, I think it will probably be an okay Pokemon, but competing with Amoonguss is a little tough, so I'm like tempering my expectations a bit there. But yeah, regardless, this is a very strong, unique ability, and it'll be fun to see it if it actually like gets good play, and honestly a little scary, because like healing on a switch is very, very valuable. But yeah, that's it. Goodbye.